In this video, we're going to discuss para 7, 8 and 9 of EIA notification 2006 with all amendments made so far. This video will go long, keep patience and keep watching. Para 7 is on stages of the prior environmental clearance process. The environment clearance process for all new projects will comprise of a maximum of 4 stages: screening, scoping, public consultation, and appraisal. Stage 1: screening. The projects are first screened to know whether the project requires EIA or not. All Category A projects require prior EC from the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change on the recommendation of Appraisal Committee. Hence, this step is exempted, that is, screening is exempted for Category A projects. If the project or activity under Category B, which require prior EC from SIA on the recommendation of SIAC, are requiring an EIA report and termed as B1, and the remaining projects shall be termed as B2 and will not require an EIA report. The township and area development projects covered under item 8B of the schedule of EIA notification shall require an EIA report and be appraised as category B1 projects. And some cases, as specified in Appendix IX, is exempted from prior environmental clearance. So overall, screening is applicable for B projects or activities, as the B project is further categorized as B1 and B2. So screening is only applicable for category B projects to identify the which activity is B1 and which is B2. Now this is Appendix 9. Here you can see a list of cases which are the exemption of certain exemption from the prior environmental clearance, and that this is the extraction of ordinary clay or sand by manual mining by the potters to prepare earthen pot, or the earthen tile makers to prepare earthen tile, then removal of sand deposit on agricultural fields after flat by the farmers, or customary extraction of sand or ordinary earth from sources situated in Gram Panchayat for proposal for personal use or community work. Then community works like desiltation of village ponds, tanks, construction of village road, etc. And the manual extraction of lime shells, digging of wells for irrigation of drinking process. So there is a 13 cases which do not require a prior environmental clearance. Now the stage 2, scoping. Scoping refers to the process to determine detailed and comprehensive terms of reference addressing all relevant environmental concern for the preparation of environmental impact assessment and environmental management report in respect of the project or activities for which prior environmental clearance is sought. All projects or activity listed under category B2 of the schedule shall not require scoping. Sector-specific standard torts developed by the ministry from time to time are being displayed on its website. The standard tort shall be issued within 7 working days on acceptance of application without referring to appraisal committee by the ministry or SIA, as the case may be, to the following projects or activities through online mode. So the highway projects in the border states covering against item 7F of the schedule, All projects or activities proposed to be located in industrial estates or park as item referred in 7C of the schedule. All expansion proposal of existing projects having earlier prior environmental clearance. So these three, highway projects in border state or the projects located in the industrial state or park, and expansion projects for the projects having earlier EC, this for the standard TORs may be issued by the authority without referring the case to the appraisal committee, provided that the appraisal committee may recommend additional specific TOR in addition to the standard TOR if found necessary for the projects or activity within 30 days from the date of acceptance of application. All new projects or activities other than specified above, the three cases, shall be referred to the appraisal committee by the regulatory authority within 30 days from the date of application for recommending the specific TOR in addition to the standard TOR as deemed necessary. The applications for terms of reference may be rejected by the regulatory authority concerned on the recommendation of the appraisal committee concerned. In case of such rejection, the decision together with the reason for the same after due personal hearing shall be communicated to the applicant in writing within 60 days of the receipt of the application. But if the application is accepted, the project proponent shall prepare the EIA report based on the sector specific standard TOR as well as additional specific TOR if any stipulated by the appraisal committee. The terms of reference for the projects or activity except for river valley and hydroelectric project issued by the regulatory authority concerned shall have a validity of 4 years from the date of issue. So the validity of TOR for all projects is 4 years. In case of a river valley and hydroelectric project, the validity of TOR is 5 years. The projects or construction and commissioning of proposed activities have not been completed within the validity period of the environmental clearance. A fresh application for the environment clearance shall be submitted due to expiry of the said period of the EC. The concerned appraisal committee may exempt the requirement of public hearings subject if the project has been implemented more than 50% in its physical form of construction. So if 50% construction is done but the validity of EC is expired, the validity of TOR is expired, then the appraisal committee may exempt public hearing. So the sector specific standard terms of reference, for sector specific standard terms of reference, this is a Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change publications on April 2015, and this is available in this link as shown here, but this is old one. The sector specific standard terms of reference you can find from the Paribesh portal, paribesh.nic.in, under clearance menu, then go to environment clearance and then select view standard TOR, and you can see that the activity wise standard TOR is there for mining of minerals. So you can see that from clearance to environment clearance, then go to the notification orders and then view standard TORs. So you can see here that the mining of minerals, river valley projects, thermal power plant, so cement factory, the all projects standard specific standard tools is that you can hit view documents and download this standard tool. So total 44 standard tool is there. Now stage 3 is public consultation. Public consultation refers to the process by which the concern of local affected person or others who have plausible stake in the environmental impact of the project or activity are ascertained with a view to taking into account all the material concerned in the project or activity designed as appropriate. All category A and B1 projects or activities shall undergo public consultation. So B2 category projects do not need public consultation, but within the project A and B1 there are some exemption that the following project is not required public hearing. That is modernization of irrigation projects, item 1C2 of the schedule. All projects are activities located within industrial estates or park, item 7C of the schedule. Expansion of road and highway, maintenance, dredging, provided the dredged material shall be deposited within the port limit. All building or construction projects, all B2 category projects, all projects or activities concerned by the national defense, all linear projects as highways, pipelines. So this is the list you can see here. This is not required public consultation. So public consultation shall ordinarily have two components. One is public hearing at the site or its close proximity district-wise to be carried out in a manner prescribed in Appendix IV for a certain concern of the local affected people. So it is hearing. And option 2 is obtain response in writing from the other concerned person having a plausible stake in the environment aspects of the project or activity. So two components, either in hearing and written. So the public hearing shall be conducted by State Pollution Control Board, or in case of Union Territories, it is Union Territory Pollution Control Committee, and in a specified manner, and forwarded the proceedings to the regulatory authority within 45 days after hearing. So if SPCB does not undertake or complete the public hearing within the specified period, then a regulatory authority shall engage another public agency or authority which is not subordinate to the regulatory authority to complete the process within a further period of 45 days. So if it is found that the nominated public agency or authority is unable to conduct hearing in a manner which enable the views of the concerned local person to be freely expressed, it shall report the facts in details to the concerned regulatory authority, which may, after due consideration of the report and other reliable information, that it may have decided that the public consultation in case need not include the public hearing. So if it is found that the PCB or the other nominated agency is unable to conduct public hearing, is the situation of the area is like that the concerned local person is unable to express freely about the projects, then the regulatory authority may consider for need not include public hearing. They can, for obtaining responses, they can arrange in writing from concerned person having a plausible stake in the environmental aspects of the project or activity. So the CPCB shall invite response from such concerned person by placing on their website the summary of EIA report prepared in the format given in Appendix IIIA by the application along with a copy of the application in the prescribed form within 7 days from the receipt of the written request for arranging public hearing. So the regulatory authority concerned may also use other appropriate media for ensuring a wide publicity about the project or activity. The regulatory authority shall, however, make available on a written request from any concerned person the draft EIS for inspection at a notified place during normal office hours till the date of public hearing. So after completion of the public consultation, the applicant shall address the material environment concern expressed during this process and make appropriate changes in the draft EIA and EMP. The final EIA report shall be submitted by the applicant to the concerned regulatory authority for appraisal. So this is Appendix IV, where the procedure for conduct public hearing is written. So public hearing shall be arranged in a systematic, time-bound and transparent manner, ensuring widest possible public participation. So the applicant shall write a simple letter to the Member Secretary, State Pollution Control Board, requesting to arrange the public hearing. And the applicant shall enclose with the letter copies of draft EIA report with the summary report prepared strictly in accordance with the TOR communicated after scoping, that is stage 2. Simultaneously, the applicant shall forward the same to the district magistrate or deputy commissioner, Jila Parishad or municipal corporation or panchayat union, district industries office, ULBs or panchayat raj institution concerned, and concerned regional office of MOEFCC, and they shall widely publicize it, requesting the interested person to send their comments on the to the regulatory authorities. And the MSPCB finalize the date, time and exact venue for public hearing within 7 days of the date of receipt of the draft EIA, and advertising same in one major national daily and one regional vernacular daily, and a minimum 30 days notice period shall be given to the public for furnishing their responses. The advertisement shall also inform the public about the place or office where the public can access the draft EIA report before public hearing. And the DM or district collector or deputy commissioner or his representative can supervise and preside over the entire public hearing process, assisted by a representative of State Pollution Control Board. The CPCB shall arrange to video film the entire proceedings, and copy of the videotape or CD shall be forwarded to the regulatory authority concerned. And the proceedings general rules to be followed is the attendance shall be noted and annexed with the proceedings. There is no quorum of attendance required to start the proceedings. A representative of the applicant shall initiate the proceedings with the presentation of the project and the summary EIA report. The person present shall be granted the opportunity to seek information or clarification on the project from the applicant. The summary of the public hearing proceedings, accurately reflecting all the views and concerns expressed, shall be recorded by the representative of Pollution Control Board and read over the audience at the end of the proceedings, and the agreed minutes shall be signed by the presiding officer on the same day and forwarded to the State Pollution Control Board or UT Pollution Control Committee concerned. A statement of the issues raised by the public and the comments of the applicant shall also be prepared and annexed to the proceedings. The proceedings shall be displayed at the Panchayat office within whose jurisdiction the project is located, office of the concerned Jila Parishad, district magistrate, and CPCB. CPCB shall also display the proceeding on its website for general information. The public hearing shall be completed within a period of 45 days from the date of receipt of the request letter from the applicant. The CPCB concerned shall send the public hearing proceedings to the concerned regulatory authority within 8 days of the completion of the public hearing. Simultaneously, a copy will also be forwarded to the project proponent. The applicant may also directly forward a copy to the approved public hearing proceedings to the regulatory authority concerned along with the final EIA impact EIA report or supplementary report to the draft EIA report prepared after the public hearing and public consultations, incorporating the concern expressed in the public hearing along with the action plan and final financial allocation items to address this concern. So this is the generic structure of EIA document. So it contains 12 chapter: introduction, project description, description of the environment, anticipated environmental impacts and mitigation measures, analysis of alternatives, environmental monitoring program, additional studies, project benefits, environmental cost benefit analysis, environmental management plan, summary and conclusion, and last is disclosure of the consultant engaged. And this is the content of summary environment impact assessment. So it contains 10 not condensed to 10 A4 size pages at the maximum, and this exists the executive summary with having this project description, description of environment, anticipated environmental impacts, then environmental monitoring program, additional studies, project benefit, and EMP. Now the appraisal, stage 4. This is the final stage of prior EC. Appraisal means the detailed scrutiny of the appraisal committee of the application and other documents like final EIA report, outcome of the public consultation including public hearing proceedings for grant of environmental clearance. This appraisal shall be made by the appraisal committee in a transparent manner in a proceedings to which the applicant shall be invited for furnishing necessary clarification in person or through an authorized representative. On conclusion of these proceedings, the appraisal committee shall make categorical recommendation to the regulatory authority concerned either for grant of prior EC on stipulated terms and conditions or rejection of the application for prior EC together with reasons for the same. The appraisal of all project or activity which are not required to undergo public consultation or submit an EIA report shall be carried out on the basis of prescribed application form, Form 1 or Form 1A as applicable, uh, any other relevant validated information available, and the site visit wherever the same is considered as necessary by the appraisal committee. The appraisal of an application shall be completed by the appraisal committee concerned within 60 days of the receipt of the final EIA report and other documents, or the receipt of Form 1 and Form 1A where the public consultation is not necessary, and the recommendation of the appraisal committee shall be placed before the competent authority for final decision within the next 15 days. The prescribed procedure for appraisal is given in Appendix V of the EIA notification 2006. So this is a look of the Appendix 5, the procedure of procedure prescribed for appraisal. So you can go through this Appendix 6. Now the prior environmental clearance for the process for expansion or modernization or change of product mix in existing projects. So this is not a new projects. Now this is the second part for the existing process. All applications seeking prior EC for expansion with increase in the production capacity beyond the capacity for which prior EC has been granted, or with increase in either lease area or production capacity in the case of mining projects, or for the modernization of the existing unit with increase in the total production capacity beyond the threshold limits prescribed in the schedule of this notification through change in process or technology or involving a change in the product mix shall be made in Form 1, and they shall be considered by the appraisal committee within 60 days. The application shall be appraised based on the EIA report, public consultation along with other things for grant of environmental clearance in respect of projects or activity except which do not require prior EC. The existing project having prior EC with no increase in pollution load but increase in production capacity in respect of processing for production or manufacturing sectors. At this stage is number 2, 3, 4 and 5 the schedule of the notification, and change in configuration of the plant or activity from the EC condition during execution of the project or activities falling in any item of the schedule of this notification if there is no change in production capacity and there is no increase in pollution load. So prior EC is not required if there is no pollution load and there is no change in production capacity, or there is a production capacity, there is increase in production capacity, but with respect to the production manufacturing sector in respect of. So now the para 8, grant or rejection of prior environmental clearance. The regulatory authority shall consider the recommendation of the appraisal committee concerned and convey its decision to the applicant within 45 days of the receipt of the recommendation of the appraisal committee concerned, or in other words within 105 days, that is 3 months 15 days of the receipt of final environment impact assessment report, and where EIA is not required within 105 days of the receipt of the complete application with requisite documents. In the event that the decision of the regulatory authority is not communicated to the applicant within the specified period, the final recommendation of the appraisal committee concerned will prevail. Para 9, validity of environmental clearance. The validity of environment clearance is meant the period for which a prior environmental clearance is granted by the regulatory authority to start the production operation or to complete all the construction operation in case of construction project relating to the item 8 of the schedule to which application for prior environmental clearance refer. In case of the mining projects or activity, the validity shall be counted from the date of execution of the mining lease. The prior EC granted for an existing or new project or activity shall be valid for 13 years in case of river valley projects or activities, item 1C of the schedule, 15 years for nuclear power project or activities or processing of nuclear fuel item 1E of the schedule, 30 years or the validity of the project life as laid down in the mining plan approved and renewed by the competent authority from time to time for mining project whichever is earlier. So the validity of project life or 30 years of the or the 30 years which is earlier. However, the validity may be extended till the validity of the mining lease or the end of life of mining or 50 years whichever is earlier. So for this please refer para 9.4 of the notification. And the 10 years limited only for such activities as may be responsible for the applicant as a developer in case of area development projects, and 10 years in all cases all other projects and activities. So 13 years is for river, 15 years for nuclear projects, 30 years is generally for mining plan or the validity is may be extended, and 10 years for all other cases. So thank you for watching this video and your patience.